everyone. Hi. I was literally talking to myself like an idiot for like a minute because StreamYard, I think, updated their thingamabob and now they've got like a separate go live button. I don't understand. Hi, hey, Bay. Hi, Emily, Alex, Kaya. Hi, how was your weekend? I'm so grainy, God. Very worky. Were you on call? Were you on shift? Or were you just being a productive human being and not allowed like myself? Wasted. Yeah, big same. Big same. Hi Fefi. Hi Denisha. Oh my god, South Africa. That is amazing. You know, Alex, yeah, you know what? Working weekends, get that bread, get that coin, then leave. I would say get that head, but that's not a good idea to do in the workplace. My mom always said, don't eat and shit in the same place. So, don't get that head, don't get that bread, then leave, just get the bread. Peace out. Hi. Hello, hello. My weekend was, oh God, I think if it weren't for work, I feel I would have had just a couple 2 weeks in which I would have done nothing. And I don't know why, aside from the fact that I'm literally not feeling myself and feeling anxious. And I've tried asking my brain, yo, brain, why are we anxious though? Why are we feeling like this? It doesn't seem to have any coherent answers for me. So, hi, Thorn. Hi, Momo Kitty. Hello. Does anyone want to chat about anything in particular today? I literally do not have almost anything interesting to talk about except maybe my project Pan and Corona because Romanians are idiots. So we're this close to getting into a point where we'll probably not leave the house again, which makes me really sad because I've been looking forward to returning to actual working since March when they said that they would, but people got cocky and stupid, and now we have like 5,000 cases. Like, I don't. We deserve to get nuked out of Europe. Like, just nuke the whole country. Well, basically, what's happening is that there's a lot of there's like a Venn diagram of people that are anti-vaxxers and don't trust science, and people that don't trust that COVID exists, or it's not as bad, or it's just a cold. Including friends of mine, which I try not to get into that discussion with them because it's gonna get ugly probably. But yeah, there's a lot of people that don't think that it is as serious as it is, and they've been protesting in the streets to not have to wear masks. Everyone's pissed that things are closed. Everyone's pissed that we're working from home. And it's just, yeah, I get it, man. I'm going crazy inside as well. And I want it to be back to normal, but it ain't, right? It ain't. We are still in a pandemic and we have to act accordingly. And until everybody acts accordingly, cases will keep going up. Where are that many cases, Momokiri? Is that the US? I mean, you have to consider though that if you're speaking about the US is literally a whole continent. Like you guys are the European Union on steroids. You are states within a bigger state. Um, I think Texas is bigger than Romania. Actually, now I'm curious. Texas surface area. 6,095. Romania surface area. Okay, so we're 1/3 the size of Texas. And it's 5,000 cases recorded per day. I don't know about the total. Let's see, COVID total cases. I can't find any. It's 206K total with 148K that got cured or well survived, because I've heard some people have had bad reactions to it. I'm sorry we're talking again about COVID. Everyone's probably using YouTube as an escape, and I'm here whining about stupid people in my country. I'm sorry. But yeah, the narrative is really widespread. It's I don't know how it ends up filtering through. I think here it's a combination of not trusting and never have been trusting the government, as well as people generally being very into folk medicine and folk remedies and very conspiracy prone. I don't think we'll ever get out of that. I had hoped we would get to it, but yeah, no. Hi, Ariel. Oh God, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Hi. Yeah, a thing that surprised me the most when I actually started talking a lot with US people is that you guys need a car. Like, need with capital letters, because the space is there. They're so big, in the space between space, if you know what I mean. Like, you've got some distances to go. 3-hour commute, I would never. I would never. It doesn't take me 3 hours to go to the end of the city. The most I did to commute was 45 minutes to 45 minutes back. So like a total of an hour and a half, and going back and forth from work is just crazy. Yeah, I wish teleportation would be a thing already, but then we'd all end up kind of lazy. I mean, I don't like walking much as is. My boyfriend doesn't get it. He could walk the whole city if he could. He doesn't get why I don't like it. And for me, it's like I'm trying to get from point A to point B mostly, and it's places that I know. I don't like to walk if there's nothing new that I get to see on my way there. And it's a boring city, man. It's just a city. What is there to see? Buildings and people and cars. I would walk hours if I were to walk through a forest or someplace natural. Everything's bigger in Texas. Yeehaw. God. Oh my God. Hi, Yoga with Mo. Thank you for joining. Hello. Oh God. Yeah, don't. Ma'am, you're gonna get me started on classism, elitism, urban transportation, and how cities are sometimes designed to keep out the poor. Like, gosh, no. You're gonna have me yelling economics at the screen. Let's not. Wasn't there like a song with "I would walk 1,000 miles"? I think I was obsessed with that song like years ago. I would walk 100 miles. The Proclaimers. No, it's not that one. It was something that was sung by a very obviously white girl sounding voice. Oh my God, yeah, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you're here, and I'm happy that Thorn told you about it. We love Thorn here. They're Bay. Yes, that one. God, I think I was like 14 or 15, just the the most lame kid you've ever seen in your life, and just listening to that song and thinking that I am the main character. At most, I was a side character, but we all have dreams when we're young. It is a jam. It is like, I don't know, those early 2000 songs, they just don't make them like that anymore, man. They had flavor. It's the Kiko Extra Sculpt. Actually, my friend Mariam recommended it to me. And I think she told me about it weeks ago, no, months ago, and I eventually got it, and it's really, really good. But for disclaimer, I also have like a line of black shadow right at the top here, so they do look fuller than they, actually are. Oh my God, yes. Making my way downtown. Walk. That was so off key. Yeah, I'm not singing again. Yeah, sorry. Oh my God, yes, yes. And it's like, I think we're I think it actually, no, I don't think I still do it. I still fall asleep like dreaming up scenarios in my head, or if I'm bored, I'm like, yeah, you know what, time for some maladaptive daydreaming. What novel am I gonna dream up today in which I am the main character? Like, you gotta keep busy somehow, man, especially in the house all day. Because previously, when we were like free, you would see something cool and you could do it. For example, I was playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it's got like a really cool parkour and climbing system. And that was right before the pandemic hit. And I was planning to actually go to a climbing gym and see how that's actually in a in real life. And then shit happened. Hi, Ruthie. Yes, exactly. It is superior. It is superior, especially because sometimes I don't want to bother. I don't want to bother with foundation. I don't want to bother with mascara. I don't want to bother with anything. Black line, and I'm good to go. Especially because I have such a huge prescription. I have -5 in one eye, minus 5.5 in the other eye. Because I have such a huge prescription, my eyes kind of get lost behind the glasses and behind the anti-glare, the PC filter, the whatever type of bullshit it is. So the black line is a must. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm happy I can't drive because I would probably rear end someone while thinking about my romance in the Twilight universe or whatever. Hi, Emily. I'm so happy to see you here. Hi. Yeah, but you see, when you've got such poor eyesight, you kind of need it because you are wearing them 24/7. Or well, you don't wear them when you're asleep. But if I'm awake, I have my glasses on. I have my glasses on when I work out. The only time that I didn't have my glasses on was when I was sparring at my former gym, because I pay good money for these. And I don't want to get punched in the face and have one of the lenses pop out or in my eye, God forbid. And these are expensive, man. The higher your prescription, the more expensive glasses get, especially because you need to start thinning out the lens, or otherwise the glasses get too heavy. And because the lens gets so thick, it also starts to put a bit of distortion in your vision. Oh yeah, yeah, tight lining. uh Fefi knows what's up. Fefi knows all of the good techniques. Thanks, Emily. Oh gosh, I wish I had curly lashes. Mine are naturally downturned. Like you can see in this eye over here, even with mascara, they don't curl much unless I make them curl. I saw someone once refer to them as cow lashes, and it made me feel instantly better because cows are the cutest. I'm super jelly of you. I wish I were a natural redhead. I've fried my hair ginger for like a couple of years until I got too lazy to keep up with doing my roots and stuff. So now I kind of put it in sort of balayage type of hairstyle when I do go to the hairdressers. Because yeah, I just learned I don't want to deal with going to the hairdressers like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks to do my roots, and my hair is really fussy, so I can't really do it at home. Yeah, but I mean, it's if that makes you comfortable. I really don't want to tell anyone that they should be wearing more makeup. If that's like, if you don't want to, don't. I just think that they do help when you wear glasses because it makes the features more defined if the glasses cover them. But if you know that that's the way you feel most comfortable, just do what you want to do. Oh, you have a pony. Oh my God, Emily, truly blessed. You're a natural redhead and you have ponies. Leave some blessings for the rest of us, girl. Do you guys know like that image of that beautiful fancy bird with the most dramatic drag eyelashes? I think it was everywhere on Twitter at a certain point. Bird with eyelashes. I think even if I Google it, it will come up. Copy image address. Let's see. It's called a secretary bird. It's got the most beautiful lashes. God. Oh my God, yes. Yes, I know, because I kiss my cats on the mouth all of the time. Like I boop their snoot, I kiss their snoot. And you can see like the tiniest little lashes and then their natural eyeliner going on for them. God, cats are God's perfect creatures. I will fight anyone who says that they are not. Please admire my Mass Effect mug. My boyfriend got it to me for me years ago on my birthday, and I'm really sad because it's starting to get off like the model off of it in the wash. You know what feels like a blessing? When I find like a random whisker on the floor or on the couch. It just feels like I caught like an angel wing. Oh my God, your cat is a model. I love them. Kiss their little forehead for me, please. I really like it, for example, when Mariah Leonard shows her black cats, especially in videos. They're just so sassy. You know those cats are like the main characters in that house. Um, I haven't gotten around to visiting their place yet because, I don't live with my folks anymore. But I did find some CDs with older games, and I told my mom to take it to her. She's doing fine. She's doing work. She's doing classes from home. Apparently, one or a couple of the kids in her class got COVID, which sucks. But our schooling system had the good idea to like split classes in half. So her half has no kids with COVID and the other half has a few. Oh my God, yes. Yes, that is so true. Mariah is truly one of the OGs. I have been watching her for years and years and years and never get tired of her content. Just absolutely high quality. And I love that she doesn't post for the sake of posting. She posts when she feels inspired. No, she's good. She's doing fine. No, she didn't get in contact with those kids, so she's fine. Yeah, she does. She actually does have a chihuahua. I think she's got like two, but I'm looking after the cats. I let her love her dog. I'm interested in her cats. God, that sounds so mercenary. Speaking of my sister in games, she came to visit a couple of days ago, and I had her play Abzu, which is a really cute, nature inspired, a little bit fantasy-esque game in which you are a scuba diver and you wake up in the middle of this great grand ocean and you swim across beautiful reefs and colorful schools of fish and mysterious waters and caves and ancient civilizations that left things behind. I've actually started playing it too because I was watching her play it on my PC, and I was like, damn, that's actually really cool looking. And until Destiny 2 drops its DLC in November, I need stuff to do. Hey Irene, hi, hello. It is super pretty, like Mario Kart without the driving. I guess I don't know. I've never played Mario Kart. I've only played the original Mario game, and that's kind of it. You have a Twitch? No, I don't. I kept thinking of making one, but I would probably not be consistent enough with it because when I want to play, I want to play. If I don't want to play, I don't want to play. I don't want to have a schedule for playing as well. I was thinking of doing it. I'll consider it. It's on my to do, maybe, perhaps list. I actually have Hades on my to playlist. I bought it on Steam and it's installed. I am playing Pyre, which is from the same developers, same art style, or very quite similar because I know they use the same graphics artists for all of their games, and it's really interesting. I can't wait to play Hades. Do you like it? Do it. Do it. Do it. And if you're on PC, just ping me wherever, Twitter, Instagram. I will help you play it. Do it. Yeah, I completely get that. I completely get that. I think that void or need in me is filled by the fact that I am actually in a Discord Destiny clan. I'm sad because there was just one other girl in the Discord and she basically left. She said, I kind of want to focus on real life. See you guys later, maybe. And we still follow each other on Twitter. But yeah, I miss her because it's a true sausage fest. All of the guys are really super respectful and they don't treat me any different or anything. But it's nice to have some more feminine energy to balance that out. That would It depends. If he has like the S with the little how to call it, with the little diacritic, I would say Ivashku. If it's a plain S, it would be Ivasku. So it kind of depends. It depends how it's written. No, I get that. I get that completely. I've got a lot of games where I'm like, can't I just do this like I do on YouTube and put this or on 1.2.5 speed? That would be amazing. Because sometimes you just want to get to the story. You should try Transistor and Bastion. It's from the same developer. I don't know if you've played them yet, but they will make you cry. They're really good. Again, quite casual games to get into. Really good art style, same art style, and they will make you suffer. Transistor made me cry like a baby, like arms like this, forehead on my arms, sobbing with my boyfriend just rubbing circles on my back and being like, there, it's just a game. Oh, I know. I can completely get you with the 5 billion games. It's like for me, Steam is like going into a Sephora, man. because it's like I don't need this. I have plenty at home. And then I buy stuff on sale. Expensive hobbies, man. You could enjoy playing together, but Destiny is a bit of a time sink. What was the one that I wanted to play with my guy? God, I can't remember. Um, Me and my guy started playing a game together, some sort of RPG. I don't even remember what it was called. We haven't played it in a while. Dragon? No. I don't know. But it might be worse trying to game together because it's a whole different dynamic, and you see how the other person acts in a teamwork type of thing or in a rivalry type of thing. It's really interesting. Oh, Ivascu. Okay. For some reason, yeah, Eastern European names are really hard to pronounce for the Western world. The newer one, the something something Jedi, I played that. It's so fun and so good. Babe, don't even get me started. I have 500 something books on my to read list on Goodreads. And the problem with Goodreads is that I heard that they're now owned by Amazon, which makes me feel icky. But I am too invested in this site to try anything else. Hello! We welcome your arrival. No, it wasn't Diablo. It was something else. Maybe if I fire up Steam, I'll remember. I don't know. He's I don't know where he is. I think he left home again. Otherwise, I would have just asked him. Fallen Jedi. Yeah, that's so good. So good. And if you have like the right monitor setup and it can get HDR lighting, the lightsabers, the lightsaber lighting, the ambient lighting. Oh, I love that. I want to buy myself a lightsaber for real. If I weren't like 80% sure that my cats would probably knock it over and fuck with the mechanism inside of it, I would get it. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Goals. Actually, I think 60 or 70 books is my reading goal for this year, and I'm just at 50. So I have some catching up to do. I wish fan fiction could count because I go with periods of time where like I'm 2-3 months I read books, then I take a break, I read fan fiction like crazy, and then 2-3 more months pass and I read books again. Book sickness. No, book blessing. Book blessing. Oh, big same, Peffy. I don't have patience for TV shows. I really don't. It's just, why should I watch it when I could just go read the book? I hope you enjoy your food. I mean, yeah, but not with that defeatist attitude, though. I think we need to be able to make the best of what we can with what we have. Unfortunately, just being mad at it, although I do relate to the sentiment, being mad at it unfortunately isn't going to bring us any sort of long-term happiness or change. So that kind of sucks. We're kind of stuck with it. Ah, that's news. That's interesting. I'll see if I can actually find the longer ones that I read because I'm like, I devour 300K fanfics on the regular, and I'm like, I'm so well read in fandom, but nobody can see it. Oh, 100%. What are your favorite booktubers? I've been looking for some more. Right now, I'm just following Cindy. Cindy Reed's, Emily Fox's booktube, and then there's another girl that I've been following for the last 2 months or so. Let me just see if I can find her in the subscriptions, because she's actually a black booktuber, and she talks about a lot of interesting books that I've never heard about, especially historical or classical novels from non-Western countries. So I really think she's bringing something really special to the booktube community. I just need her to find her name so I can plug her to you. Give me a second. Oh, hello. Excuse me. This is Freya. Say hello. She's precious. She likes to be loved only when she wants to. Not on the keyboard, please. Come on, where are you? God damn it. Why can't I remember all 200 something people that I am subscribed to? Ridiculous. I can't find her. I don't know why. I'll plug her. I'll plug her content like with another occasion. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it's her. Artisan Geek. Let me just double check. It is. It is her. It is her. Thank you so much. You are amazing. I'm really bad with names. This is her channel. Everyone, please go check her out. I really do love her content. Ooh, I'll check out Bow Ties and Books as well. Wow, I've never heard of homemade coconut oil yoga with Mo. Like, never. Can I just call you Mo? I'll just call you Mo. Oh yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. When I was at my former workplace, I was too tired to do anything. Like a very toxic environment. I was too tired to even hang out with my boyfriend. Every relationship of mine that I had was really suffering because of it. I was too tired to hang out with friends. I was too tired to do anything but waste away in the evenings. Oh yeah, no, I remember. I know she's a published author as well. I don't really follow her authorial journey or her book journey because she doesn't write in the genre that I am most attracted to. But good for her. I really love Sam. She's a really positive inspiration in the community. That is amazing. It's beautiful that you are keeping up a tradition that your ancestors had. It's very easy for people to lose that, to just be so enamored with tradition, with modernity, that they kind of let go of everything that was in tradition, without particularly considering if it is worth letting go of or if it's something that would serve to continue to be doing. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't relate. I can relate. I used to do IT support over the phone for many, many years, and recently transitioned to IT support locally, so on physical stuff. And it's not particularly like a call center. It is quite stressful because you can't just route calls or answer quick questions. You actually have to solve people's problems on the phone, and you would be there with these people 30, 40 minutes. I hate phone calls to this day. I avoid them with a passion. But I am thankful to that job because it really did teach me a lot on, de-escalating, how to deal with different types of people and different types of anger, different types of, resolutions. Oh, I can imagine, man. If you were an operator, you dealt with that all of the time. Yeah, man, phones are the devil. 100% agreed. I need that cross stitched on a pillow. Even when we have to order, if there's no online order, I make my guy do it. My sister at a certain point seemed to have some anxiety related to phone calls, and I don't understand where she got that. Um, and her dad was just, well, why? Well, why? Well, why? You don't have any reason. I'm like, just leave it to me, for fuck's sake. You're not helping. And I taught her to do what I do whenever I feel anxious about a phone call, and that is to create a script, a tree style script. So I just think of, what do I want to start with? What do I want to say? And some replies that they will give me, and how can I reply to that? And so her phone call went very smooth. But I'm like, fucking hell, mate, it's really not that hard to provide solutions to your children instead of continuously asking an 11-year-old why she's feeling anxious. Most of them don't have the emotional tools to actually describe why they're feeling like that. Take care, Thorn. Bye. Thanks for joining. Oh God, exactly, exactly. I got so pissed because there was a corporate meeting at my job a couple of days ago, and people were complaining about the local help desk, which is a separate team from us. And they kept saying, well, the help desk hits 90% of their metrics. And I wanted to say, metrics aren't everything. If you get 100 tickets with 100 problems, and 90% of those are password resets, but 10 of those are actual issues, and you only solve the password resets, but you don't do anything for the 10 that are actually complicated, that doesn't mean you're doing a good job. That means you are doing the most basic shit that you could be doing. Like, there are more things to be considered for customer satisfaction and client facing work than metrics. Oh God, I would hate that. I would, oh God, no. The worst it got at a former job of mine was like 50 calls per day, and I just, no, no. Oh God, yeah, no, I hate that style of parenting. Like, I really do. I really do hate that style of parenting when you're like getting progressively louder to make your child do a thing. It's not going to work. You're just going to give them trauma that they're going to have to deal in therapy later. Children almost always do the best when you actually tell them why they need to do the things they need to do, and if you give them the freedom to make their own decisions. Just nagging them, yelling at them, um forcing them to do things and being annoyed that they don't want to cooperate with you is not a great style of parenting. I don't have children myself, that's true, but like, you don't really have to be a cook to figure out that the sandwich is burnt. But I think in the end, when we do have children, if we do have children, we're all probably going to fuck them up in different ways than our parents fucked them up. So I'm on my high horse now, but we'll talk in 10 years or so when I do pop a little one out. Oh my God, hey Sally! You joined on the stealth mode. Didn't even notice. I'm so happy you're here. If you guys are not subscribed to Sally, please go subscribe. I love her very much. Now, if you made her put Celine down her nose, you deserve an award. Truly an award. Like that's nasty. That feeling is just nasty. I'm an adult and you would have a hard time convincing me to do it. Hello, I love your name. I love your name. It's what life is made of. Oh, look at you, you little ninja. I'm really excited for the months that are to come. And this is completely unrelated to what we've been talking about because I am planning to do Miyamas for at least 25 days in December. And if I want to be particularly sadistic, I'll probably do 30 or 31 for the whole month. And I already have a list. I've got collaborations planned with people. I am super duper excited. I just hopes hopes, oh my god, English is hard. I just hope I'll be able to pull it off. Thank you, I do appreciate it. If you would like, that would be great. If you don't want to, like, that's good. I'm just happy you guys are here. Look, you're doing great with parenting, man. If you've already taught them that very important life lesson of you sometimes have to put up with shit you don't like and that is unpleasant to feel better later, you're doing like 90 better than 90% of people out there. Like much better. That's such an important lesson to teach children. Sometimes you just got to put up with the bad to feel good. Happy holidays. Oh my god, that name is so perfect. Perfect. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Yes, actually, I paint in Photoshop, draw in Photoshop. I did used to do a lot of like photo manipulation stuff in Photoshop. I could say I'm pretty much a Photoshop pro. I edit my Instagram pictures mostly in Photoshop because I shoot them in macro mode so you can see all of the sparkle. But unfortunately, macro mode also makes literally every speck of anything visible on your skin, and that's not what the picture is about. So I kind of have to do some editing on that. I was actually thinking of doing at a certain point like a how I edit my pictures type of video, but there's already so many of them. So it just kept getting postponed. Oh my god, Feliz Navidad. I love that. Oh my god, I love that. Oh my, that's so Feliz Navidad. Ah, I love it. Hi, Tarima. I'm so happy you're here. And a wizard is never late. He's precisely on time when he means to be. Honestly, the best advice for Photoshop that I would give you is play and see what everything does. Depends on kind of what you want to do with it. But seriously, it's a really powerful tool, and it's intimidating at first, but you will catch up on it super quick. Illustrator, on the other hand, is a literal fucking devil. I tried to understand it, and I really could not. Then again, I tried to do it for like a couple of hours, so it might be just me giving up too fast. 12 days of Choi Mas. Yes, do that. Do that. It would be amazing. Yes, ma'am. Yes, Thady. God, I'm sorry. Whenever I accidentally misgender someone, I self-flagellate for days. And it's really bad because I tend to call everyone ma'am. But yes, please, let's talk about. I would love that. And yes, precisely. With Photoshop, you kind of have to just practice fucking around, just nothing too serious, just to get a feel for what every tool kind of does, what every layer style kind of makes things look like. And depending on what you do, you will probably just use 1/4 of it. I appreciate you being understanding because I suck. I do appreciate you. Which one is this, like with Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, something something sueño and felicidad? I think we were made to learn that in middle school, which I don't understand why, but apparently was really popular. Yay, I got it right. That is truly playing the game the best way you could ever do. Like, they gave you art assignments and you truly made art. I love that. I love that. More Star Wars is always needed. Prospero año y felicidad. I remember when people would like forget to put the uh, as in year. Oh God. They used to forget to put like the little thingy on top, and if you forget the little thingy on top, it means something completely different. You know, your teacher was either a stealthy Star Wars fan and secretly enjoying it, or they probably didn't realize what it was for. Yes, exactly, diacritical marks. But I know that like all of them have different names. And I try to remember the names, but of course I'm failing at it. Clearly putting that translations degree to good use. Oh God, my teachers would probably just come over and shoot me if they could. It happens. Languages are fun. Like Romanian has so many diacritics. We've got an A with a diacritic, an I with a diacritic, TS with diacritic. Um, Actually, we've got two types of diacritics for A. There's like we call it the hat, and the upturned hat. Yes, big same. I don't know why time passed so quickly. I do not understand, dear God. It feels like we're still in spring. Um, Another year wasted, but at least this time it wasn't my fault. I read another super cute thing relating to this comment. You say English is like 1,000 languages all standing on top of each other under a trench coat. I read a similar thing where it was like English dragged a couple of languages in a back alley and beat them up and then stole all of their grammatical spare change. But I feel English is not as hard to learn for non-natives because you don't have certain things that other Romance languages do that makes them particularly annoying to learn. Like you guys just have one article. the. You guys don't have gendered nouns, which is a big thing. And if you have gendered nouns, then you also need to have gendered articles. Um, you guys have some grammatical things that are absolutely fucking nonsensical, but then there are these things that make it easier to learn because you don't have to learn 100 verb conjugations, 100 noun forms, 100 article forms. Same here. I'm thinking of what I should get for my mother-in-law, because usually we go for Christmas at her place, and then for the 26th or the 21st, 24th, we go to my parents. But I'm really worried because she is wheelchair bound and her immune system isn't the best. So I'm thinking that before we actually go to her place, we'll probably literally self isolate for um 2 or 3 weeks, just to make sure that there is no way we could bring a bug in her place. History of English podcast. That actually sounds really interesting. Let me Google that and bookmark it. Okay, bookmarked. Thank you. Yes, exactly. And I'm like, excuse, you only know one language. What are you doing mocking people that try to learn your other language? It's annoying. It's annoying. And you know what? I've also seen it in people that are actually non-English native speakers mocking other non-natives. Um, we used to get a lot of calls from South Indians, and some people would be just downright fucking rude about the accent or about how they spoke. And I'm like, bruh, their language is completely different from English, including grammar, pronunciation, alphabet. You are a fucking dick if you don't appreciate the hard work that is put into those people to, speak English. So fuck off. But I love your accent. I love your accent and I love your voice. It's a really good smooth accent, truly. Oh, I love English idioms. I love them. And the easiest way to pass off as a native with a weird accent is just to really know your idioms really well. The moment you fuck up an idiom or a word that's in usage or trendy, that's when people can clock that you're a second, you're a second language English speaker. Oh, that's amazing. Were you there with work or on holiday? Or I want to get to India and Sri Lanka one day, but the plane ticket to there is just, oh God. I actually checked pre-COVID, and a ticket to Sri Lanka would be like 600 euros. That's expensive. Yeah, it's funny to me because you guys have so many accents in the USA, but to me, like 90% of those, they're like, oh, generic American accent. I think the ones that I hear some people that's like, I can tell when someone is from the South, and the Texans have a very specific way of speaking. And the guys up north also have like a different accent, but otherwise I couldn't separate. It's a form of classism, it's a form of uh there must be some studies done on this and why people do this to each other. In Romania as well, if you've got like a very pronounced Russian-ish sounding accent, people mock you for it. Like I literally got a comment saying, and that this was at the very first of my my channel career. A friend checked out my channel and he was like, "Oh, you're lucky because you can speak well. You don't have that poor Eastern European accent." I'm like, and even if I did, so what, bro? It's an accent. That doesn't make what I say less valid. It also matters who teaches you, because in middle school our teachers mostly spoke British English, and so the correct pronunciations that they made us do were British pronunciations. And then in college, most of my professors spoke American English, except my history one that spoke British English. And so you kind of had to adapt, or you sounded like you had a stick up your ass. And then you go into the workforce and you hear so many different accents that you start borrowing bits and pieces. And if you do customer service, a really good thing that you need to do is to learn to speak how the person on the phone speaks. And I don't mean mimic them, because that's disrespectful, or try to imitate their accent and it sounds obviously fake, because again, it's disrespectful. But rather, you need to pay attention to certain pronunciations that they have a harder time with when listening to you. And then also different idioms that they use, because it creates a report, when they hear you speaking the way that they do. Code switching is so useful, 100%. Like, you really do need to code switch in real life with everyone that you speak of, to be fair. Oh, I detect Latin accents. Oh, oh my God, they would have caught hands from me. Like, yeah, I just woke up one day like this. I did not realize that I have a Latin accent, really. I thought I was speaking the Queen's English all this time. I did not realize that, English is my second language and I took the pain to learn it, and you probably don't know my own fucking language. Yet you're here trying to perk your ears up at whatever changes I make when I speak. Like, bruh. Yeah, no, it's just there are some teachers that they use it as a power trip, and it's clear that in these cases, power trip. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Where do you live, Ruthie? I mean, yeah, but as you said, you were 7. You were 7 and you didn't quite understand the undertones of it. That we grow up. Take care, Sharon. Thank you for hanging out, and I hope you have a great time and lots of fun at your record club. Meanwhile, I just know a little bit of Spanish from telenovelas. And I remember going to Spain on holiday and just, speaking my basic Spanish to everyone, including, store clerks and waiters, and being able to be understood and understand what they were saying, but then they would see that I would understand and pick up the pace and speak faster. And I'm like, it's flattering that you think I understand you, but you're speaking too fast. Speak not as fast, please. Meanwhile, my guy is so bad with foreign languages. So bad. He is so great at mathematics, and I struggle to even do basic maths in my head right now, because I don't do maths at all in any any circumstance, and he's the fucking calculator. But he's really bad with languages, so at least God didn't give him all of the blessings. If I may be allowed, I don't think you're too gringa for forgetting some of it. Uh, Being a gringo or being a Latino, Latinx, I don't think that's just 100% in the correctness of the language that you speak. Um, but as you can see, I'm very white and very Eastern European, so I may be wrong on that. Ooh. There is always some people in the Western world that try to literally something explain to you about how the world works and how a place where you live in works, and I think it's just pure plain entitlement and hubris. Like, same. I used to have such a posh accent, and now I'm like, whatever. I don't even know what I sound like to foreign ears. I know that I am understandable because I never had people tell me, that they can't understand me, but I have no idea how I sound. Romanian too. Like European languages in general, like the Latin ones, they've got curses that go on for days. I love that. It just speaks to my soul. When was that though? Like getting a Spanish explained. Was that like in a live? In Latin. You are on a whole nother level. I aspire to be like you. What's your favorite Latin curse? Sometimes trying to explain things to people that will obviously not understand it is not for their sake, it's for the sake of the audience in the social media space that you are in. You are not trying to convince them that they are stupid. You're trying to convince people that may not be as informed as you, that come across the thread and have to deal with that stupidity as well. You're trying to convince them that your viewpoint is the correct one, so they can go forward in life with better knowledge and to know better. I think that's the thing that most people don't understand in internet arguments. You're not trying to bring down your opponent to understand your viewpoint. That's incidental. That's a bonus thing. The most important thing you can do is convince the handful or many more other people that read your argument. Yes, banish the bitch. I've had a very similar thing. Like, I usually don't mind hate comments, but that one really got to me in how petty it was. I got a comment on one of my Nabla videos. They said that the way I pronounced Caravaggio is peasant-like and makes them want to kill themselves. And I'm like, one, I'm Italian just like you. I mean, okay, I'm a mutt, but whatever, I know Italian. Second, he's fucking that, mate. Do you really think he cares? I am sure that Caravaggio is rolling inside his grave at the fact that I pronounced his name once with a softer G. It's so irrelevant and so petty. Why would you tell a complete stranger on the internet that their accent made you want to kill yourself? The drama of it all. And you are too nice for life. I love you, Tarima. Thank you. Blood for the blood god. Banished to the shadow realm. Exactly. Does the Romanian cussing tend to follow a theme? Everything goes. We are filthy. We will attack someone, like we will cuss someone out sexually, related to their religion, related to their looks, unspeakable things to be done to them, related to their dead people, related to their ancestors. The most common one is futus morți mătii, which is basically, I will fuck your ancestors, your mother's ancestors, your mother's dead people. And then you've got really creative ones that go like Futuți Cristelnița Mătii, which is basically I will fuck your mother's baptism little, like you know, the place where they dunk babies to baptize them. And then there are absolute fucking filthy ones. I was raised in like um I don't like to say this word because it's very loaded, especially for American people. I was raised in a bit of a ghetto neighborhood, and you would know that people there would curse in all matters of way. And I think the most creative one I've heard was "Uscamia șchiloții pe crucea mătii," which basically means just absolutely fucking filthy cuss word. It basically means I should dry my underwear on your mother's funeral cross. Like Romanian swearing is filthy. You know, aside from the, you know, generic stick my dick in this, stick my dick in your mother, that type of stuff. God, you know, I'm so happy this is alive because that means it's not gonna get demonetized because it's not monetized in the first place. Because oh God, I'm so sorry for anyone rewatching this. Watch your kids. Put put their hands put your hands on their ears. Oh, I love that. The futoit kabalum tum. Love that. Love that. Banished to Karenville with the other Karens. They come out to play victim and say black people are mean. Oh my God, you know, that's funny, but it's even more sad because it's fucking true. Yeah, no, exactly. They just do it because they're keen on a reaction and they're keen on the emotional reaction that they get from you. That one was absolutely bizarre, and it hit a chord in me because as someone that is mixed nationality, I shouldn't have used the mutt word earlier because again, that's a bit of a loaded word. Um, but it's like the direct translation of the Romanian word. I sometimes have a harder time just not using those words because there's no other translation for them. As someone that is mixed nationality and mixed heritage, you feel a bit between both worlds where you don't feel that you are enough that way or enough that way. So that's a bit of a sore point for me because I know I am Italian. I know my heritage, but I very often don't feel Italian enough. So that one actually hurt. But other ones, I don't take it personal because I know it's not about me. It's not about me. They don't know me. I once got called a trout-faced bitch, and that that was the most hilarious one. I want that stitched on a pillow. It made me think of like, you know, those fishing pictures where people hold like the big fishes to to brag how big they are. I kind of imagined myself like being held by some hot fisherman and just my face on top of like the trouts that he caught. It was fucking hilarious. Go shit in cane bushes. Oh, ouch. Ouch. Oh, I love Creole as a language. 100%. I think it's like a measured type of thing here, right? There is things that you shouldn't say because they're not constructive, like telling someone, for example, "Oh, your nose is big." Like that's not gonna help anyone. That's just plain mean. Saying something that's like, "Well, you know, I think that the editing in your video detracts from your content." You know, that's not a hate comment. That's a criticism. Um, so it kind of depends the intent behind it, the way that you package the information, as well as if that thing that you want to say it wants to be received. No, that didn't come out right. If people are open to receiving such comments from complete strangers, because I actually made a whole Twitter thread about it. Critique is well and good, but there comes an entitlement with some people that love to critique, where they think they're entitled to your time and they're entitled to a reaction from you. And it's ego and hubris to think that people are obligated to take your critique to heart, or they're obligated to do something about it, or even that they're obligated to perceive it. I mean, 90% of the time, if I have any critique towards anyone, including YouTube friends, I keep it to myself. Unless that person asks for my advice, it ain't none of my business. Yes, exactly. Like the Romanian word that was used for me, and affectionately even, by myself, by friends, by family, is a direct translation of mutt. And then I used it like a year ago in a group chat where there were multiple other, ladies, women of color, diverse group, so not there was there was like a black woman, a Native American mixed woman, another mixed woman, and they actually said, that's insulting. That's really insulting. And I was like, well, why? And they're like, you're white, you shouldn't be calling yourself that. And I'm like, but why though? I won't if you tell me that it's insulting in English, but why though? um and they said, well, it was used to dehumanize mixed people of color. And I was like, well, now I feel like shit. But it's a word that is not so much like a slur, where I kind of have to remind myself, do not use the direct translation from Romanian for this word, because it's insulting to other people. And it doesn't matter sometimes how you mean it, it matters how people perceive it. Oh my god, thread sketch. I'm so sorry you had to deal with bullying. That's brilliant though. That's terrible but brilliant. I mean, it kind of depends on the type of bully. Some of them will just escalate until they do get a reaction out of you. But I do feel that you have to conserve energy for the things that truly matter, and you should speak up to what you feel is important to speak up. And against stuff that is literally objectively an injustice. So if you feel comfortable with only speaking up against racism and discrimination, then you should protect your energy and channel it towards those things. Who are you? Man, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I mean, some kids are just animals. Truly, some kids are just animals. They're fucking cruel, man. Yes, exactly. And I often have this argument because lots of Romanians use the N-word, but they call each other, white people, the N-word, not the hard one, the soft one. And they just do not understand that just because you would never call a black person maliciously an N-word, that doesn't mean that that word should be used. It doesn't matter that you use it, you hear it in movies or you hear it in games, or it's not a word for you to use. It doesn't matter that you're not using it maliciously and that you're just using it with your white homeboys, and you don't get the effect of it because it's in a foreign language to yourself. Like, it doesn't matter. Oh, thank you, Dan. Sorry, just didn't see you at all until now, and thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Excuse me, what the fuck? Dude, no. No. No, jail. Electric fucking chair. For all of the adults involved, electric chair should not be allowed to be near children again ever. What possesses a grown ass person to say that to someone else? What the fuck, yo? Bro. 1,000 years would be too low. Like, no, no. Some people just toss them in a pit, for God's sake. Prison, indeed. Also, just another apology for Trev for thinking that they're a bot or something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude to you, though. Yeah, gulag. That would work as well. Oh God. You what? I will self implode. I will self implode. I'm so mad on behalf of you guys. Like, I cannot believe the audacity, the rudeness, the lack of empathy, perfect comment. Perfect comment. Yeah, we Europeans usually do tend to be perceived as more rude and blunt. But that's because I don't think we have that American culture of pleasantries and smiling and just being extremely nice. We're a bit more reserved. There's some people, man, they don't have souls. I swear to God, some people just see others as NPCs in the game that is their life. They see themselves as the main character, the only self-actualized person, the only person that truly matters and is 3-dimensional. And then the rest, they're just, the cast of their story. They don't see other people with the same intensity that they see themselves, and they can't put people um they can't put themselves in each other's shoes or have empathy for them. It's really fucking scary. Now, blunt is good. Blunt is accurate. 100%. And you know why? Because those people have no qualms about stepping on others to get to set positions of authority. That's how you end there. Because people that are actually nice and try to make a change, they tend to end up overworked, or they tend to be overshadowed by these loud narcissistic personalities um, that kind of manipulate everyone around them. I get it. I get it as well. Like, sometimes I have to force myself to not be like, okay, who the fuck are you and what do you want from me? And I think it's just my childhood as I said, growing in a rougher neighborhood. I mean, it was a pretty peaceful neighborhood, the neighborhood itself, but it was like at the confluence of three of Bucharest's most notorious neighborhoods, so to say. And you kind of learn pretty quickly that 80% of people, if they're your age, they will approach you because they want something from you. And so you kind of bring that attitude to the rest of your life. A lot of people that come to the province say about Bucharest people that we're always in a hurry and we're always rude. But I'm like, yeah, man, we're in a hurry because there's traffic and it's so dog eat world out there. It's not about you. We're not mean to you because we hate you. We're just mean because we're mean. It's a survival mechanism. Look, man, I swear to God, there's some psychopaths that decide to be teachers and nurses just so they can have power over other people. It's downright scary. 100%. You know, I think it's again, it's the people that just don't understand that everyone has a different walk of life and everyone grew up in a different environment and things work for different people. And you know that people's experience is not 100% the same that their experience was. I don't think it's usually malicious. It's just rude. And some people, again, just cannot grasp the concept that their advice is unneeded, unwarranted, and condescending sometimes. I love your uncle. I aspire to be to that level of I don't give a shit when I get older. I mean, it took me years to learn to not be a doormat and to to be more like that. 100%. Like, congratulations, your experiences are not universal is a lesson most people should learn. It would solve so many issues. So many issues. Because sometimes I see Romanians argue about things that happen in US as if we live there. And I'm like, bro, I understand that you have the right to an opinion, but you do realize that we don't live there, and the things that you see, both right wing and left wing, come filtered to us through a media bias. And so we will never truly know what happens there because we don't live there, right? You could have an opinion on it, but that's not going to mean that your opinion is the most valid one. It's just going to be informed by things that are, again, biased. My lives always devolve in me ranting at the camera. I am so sorry. I just have a lot of feelings, a lot of words. I need a soapbox. Well, I'm happy someone is in the same mood as me. Hey, Erica, hello. A bit stealthy as well. Oh, you should link your podcast. Link your podcast here so people can check it out. You know, it's healthier, but it's also a double-edged sword because when you try to be woke, which I try to be as informed and woke as I possibly can. The problem is that you do need to keep up with other people's experiences and what other people say. The more you talk, the more you realize how little you know. The more you talk, the more you have a chance to say something that might be offensive to someone, even if you didn't mean it, and then live with the guilt of the consequences of that. Like with the mutt example earlier, I didn't know it was such a bad word to say. And then I kind of had to, to deal with the way my words made other people feel. And it was uncomfortable, but I guess without you can't stay comfortable and learn. Yeah, I still don't see a link. Let me see. To your podcast, I mean. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. That's really a good compliment. Thank you, Ruthie. So Ari's podcast is available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. Listen, man, people are always more than welcome to plug their stuff, as long as they just say it beforehand. Um, yeah, it might be. Let me try to make Ari a mod. How the fuck do you do that? Uh, Weird. What's the name of the podcast, Ari, so people can just search it on Google? I was saying about plugs. I have always tried to be super supportive of what everyone is doing, because they're not taking away anything from me. For me, this is not a competition. I'm not making money out of this. I literally don't give a shit. I just want everyone to be doing great and to find their niche and for people to see their stuff. I want everyone to be happy, man. Ah, okay. I was looking in StreamYard. Let me see if I can make you a mod real quick. Add moderator. Okay, you're a moderator now. You should be able to link. Thank you, FaZe. And thank you, Fefi. And Emily, thank you so much. Yes, yes. Wanting to genuinely help and being cautious or saying something upsetting. Yes, also because listen, I'm white. Moreover, I'm Eastern European. I am from a country that is very white. So the experiences that I have with other people of other races, nationalities, ethnical backgrounds, they're all online. And so if you don't see those things online and if you don't talk to these people, there is no way for you to get those experiences. So it's just a continuous learning process to try to be the best person that I can be in my interactions with others. And I see some people say that like mostly right wingers that truly are the most hateful shits on the planet, not right wingers in general, but those types of right wingers, they see you try to do better and they're like, oh well, it's the white guilt speaking. And I'm like, what white guilt, bruh? I'm not from a colonizing country. There's no reason for me to feel white guilt. I'm trying to be a good person. I know maybe it's a foreign concept to you, empathy towards other people and other ethnicities, but that the reason isn't white guilt. The reason is me wanting to do good by other people. Let's see if the last few sentences get me canceled. Oh god. I don't know when to keep my mouth shut. Wrench time. Oh god, yes. Oh, thank you for mentioning that because I wanted to reply to that. I saw that, I wanted to reply to it, and I was like, I'll reply tomorrow when I'm coherent because I was in bed. And then I got a bunch of likes and comments and other bullshit. And Instagram is so dumb, it lets you see just the latest 100 notifications. And I was dumb and I didn't save it. Because I thought that I would just see it in the notifications. So just tag me again, please. Tag me again because I suck and Instagram sucks. And I'm so happy you mentioned it because I felt guilty for it like 3 days afterwards because I didn't want you to think that I was ignoring you. um that's true, and I also feel that a lot of people that have white guilt do tend to make it about themselves. um Some of them just have this victim mentality and may put it in the way of woe is me, oh my god, poor me, oh no. And I'm like, it's not about you. It's not everyone. Of course it's not everyone, but it's some people. Oh, 100%. God, yeah, right wingers are wild. Like there are some of them that just use right wing politics as an excuse to be shitty human beings. Completely shitty human beings. Like there is right wing politics, and then there's being a hateful little shit. That's a productive way to go about it. Exactly. It's a problem when it gets performative, when you try to let other people know how much of not like the other white people you are, and uh, not like the other white people I'm woke you are. That's when it gets problematic, when it's about your ego and not about what you can do to improve your relationship to other people. Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. White self-awareness is a really good concept. A really hard book to read for white people in general is was it truly White Guilt by White Fragility? I actually read that a couple of months ago. This is White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo. And it's a really good book because it makes you aware of some things that you do as a white person that are loaded and coded that you would not view as racist, but in hindsight they are, and not in the viciously racist thing. And the theory that it proposes, which I'm really on board with, is that there are tiers to racism. You don't have to be a lynch all of the people racist to be racist. There are um less harmful ways to go about it that don't necessarily make you a shitty bad person. It just makes you a person that needs to be a little bit more aware of how the things you do affect other people. Listen, the people that call themselves allies are 90%, hashtag not all of the allies, but they're 90% of people that just get themselves into a conversation that has nothing to do with them, that doesn't need their input, and they go and try to be loud with their opinion on it. And they say, well, I'm an ally, so I should be able to. No, no. You can have an opinion and keep it to yourself, beloved. It's okay. You don't have to express it. You don't have to barge in like a bull in a china shop in a space that isn't meant for you, or a conversation that isn't meant for you. That doesn't mean your opinion is invalid. It just means that it doesn't need to be heard. Um, I had an argument about it with my boyfriend a while back. He's very devil's advocate. I know his heart is in the right place. I know he has the right values, but he just loves to debate for the sake of it. And he said at a certain point, well, by not expressing your opinion, doesn't it mean that you are letting other people have power over you? And I'm like, no, because um, it's not about the power that they exert over you. There is no power but the power that you have to choose whether you think that your opinion is valid or not. For example, he is a programmer. I do not program. Therefore, if I go at his workplace and get into an argument with other programmers about the programming language, my opinion is not as needed and it's not as informed. It's not about the power that they have over me. It's about my critical thinking skills that lead me to the correct decision, to understand that my opinion is not informed. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Definitely. It's a thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that everyone that does it is the devil. It just means that they need to be better educated about what they do. Some of these people do not do it because they're being intentionally racist. They think that they're doing just fine. It's as there's so many layers to this, but we need to start addressing it, and we cannot address it if we think that the only type of valid racism is the lynching type of racism. White people have power over marginalized, so to balance the power for white people to shut up in situations that they have power, 100%, 100%, and also to shut up in situations where they maybe do not have the power directly, but they are helping those in power. For example, Eastern European Romanians that start giving opinions that support white supremacy in the USA. You don't live there. Why are you expressing your opinion regarding riots and why those people are rioting and why those people are doing what they are if you don't know the situation there? They have no actual power, the people that say these things, the Eastern Europeans that say these things, no true power, but they are supporting a status quo that they only see like a little part of. And for what? For what? Man, at this rate, I'm going to end up being like the Vosh of the beauty guru community. White person giving very loud opinions on white supremacy. One of the concerns that I have when I speak about these things is again being loud and wrong and accidentally, unintentionally alienating the people in my viewership that are actually people of color, and them being so sick of microaggressions that they don't even correct me, which would be valid because like I should be educating myself. Nobody should be hand holding me. But then that's one of the biggest worries that I have, that I'm talking over people, and that instead of educate, I'm maybe spreading harmful information. But then I also can't let myself shut up because they are important topics that we should be talking about, so if I don't shut up, if I don't speak about these things at all, then I'm being complacent in the situation that currently is. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. It kind of depends. I mean, Spooky Hips and Fat Lips and Georgia with their podcast, and it's also on YouTube, the Half Cousin podcast. They also talk about these things quite often. But that's about it that I know of white people in the beauty space. There are quite a lot of people of color and Black people of color that speak of it in the beauty space, but it directly affects them. So I think they are more motivated to speak on it. Hello, Karen. Aw, I hope you do great at your exam tomorrow. I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed for you. You're going to ace it. You know what's annoying? That StreamYard is like a couple of seconds, maybe 10 or 15 seconds ahead of what shows on YouTube. So I feel like I'm awkwardly staring into the camera from time to time while I'm waiting for it to catch up. Yes, Emily as well. I can't believe I forgot to mention her. I love Emily. Love her. You live and you learn, Emily, and I'm happy you're participating in these conversations. Yes, yes, exactly. And it's like, eh, as I said, it's like you can have all of the good intentions in the world, but it matters how they are received. It doesn't necessarily matter what you meant by it. It matters how they affect other people. Yes, I don't understand how we're in 2020 and it's still a thing that people fight. And I think it's just precisely because we're in 2020, because some people think that just because there's no more overt racism like it was in like the 1800s, that it means it's gone and that people are too sensitive. But pay attention that the people that say this are always the people not targeted by it. Funny, isn't it? Hey, Amy, we missed you too as well. Hi, welcome. Yes, Audra at home is excellent. She is a queen. I love her. I love her. I do recommend her. We're actually going to have a fresh face session in December. So I'm really looking forward to that because I simp over Audra. And I'm happy that she's giving me like the time of day because she's so cool. Yoga with Mo and Charita Exfolians, it explains it all, are two more fantastic people. I've followed Charita a bit. I follow her mostly on Twitter and watch some of her videos. She is really amazing. And Yoga with Mo as well. Amazing, amazing people. Abby Williamson. I love Abby's hate for Amazon. It fuels me. It gives me power. Her guillotine earrings, chef's kiss. I really should be remembering everyone that actually does speak about these topics. It's just that my memory is like a sieve, man, just full of holes. Yeah, it's just as I said, it's because I think white creators are either wary of speaking on it or they don't speak on it with as much depth because we don't live it. I'm sorry you've been having a time, Amy. I'm sorry you've been having a hard time. I hope more peaceful and freer times come your way. Asians are also incredibly racist. I think racism is a thing that is very much ingrained in humankind. There's just different flavors of it that we have to learn to unlearn. Oh, 100%. 100%. I cringe thinking about some of the shit that I said when I was like 16 or 14. I'm so grateful for the fact that now my circle on the internet is so beautifully varied. Beautifully varied. Yeah, nappy-headed jojoba. I also like her content. I hear, or I think she mentioned it in her videos that she wants to emigrate, which really shows that the situation in the US is really bad because people are literally jumping ship. Yes, exactly. Like if you would ask me in text, I would have like 1 or 2 minutes to compose myself, and I would like write you a novel of all of the people that I know that speak on things. But you put me on the spot, and I'm like, uh, processing 404 not found. Look, sometimes all you need is a cup of tea and a werewolf romance. I can't blame you. I can't blame you. I admire you actually for trawling through Wattpad because, as far as I know, it's not that great quality overall compared to AO3 or FF.net. As long as it makes you happy, man. Racism and colorism runs so deep in a lot of Asian cultures. There was actually a good documentary that I listened to a couple of days ago. Let me find it. The Unfair India Beauty Standards. So I can link it because it's really good. Bam. It's this. Uh obviously I don't live in Asia, so I can't really, say a lot about it. I prefer to just link the people that speak on it more. But yes, it's kind of horrendous how colorist they are with each other. And I'm sorry that all of the historical elements led to this. Now that I think of it, it doesn't for me either. I've mostly discovered POC creators through other creators that I've watched. Weird. Oh, don't even get me started on the bullshit in the LGBTQ community, man. I do not engage with the bi community because there is so much erasure, so much gatekeeping, and I'm just gonna like, you know what? I'm just gonna continue enjoying the pretty pictures of pretty men and pretty women in peace because I'm in a relationship. Obviously, I'm not gonna go around picking up girls, and I'm just not gonna engage. It's just the thing is that LGBTQ people are people with different sexualities, and because people overall as a species are shit, you're gonna have bullshit even in those communities. Oof, yeah. Non-black POC engage in so much anti-blackness and then excuse themselves being like, I am POC, so well I can't be racist. Ooh, yeah, that's a loaded topic. The role of white people in the fight against racism is to amplify BIPOC voices and protect black people from trauma by educating the white people in the circles. 100%. 100%. You know what really pissed me off? I saw a lot of white people during the BML protests be very performative about it, in the sense that instead of actually retweeting what BIPOC were saying, retweeting what was happening, amplifying their voices, they would just make the most inane tweets, get thousands of likes on them, circle jerk about how good of a person they are, and then be like, I've lost 100,000 followers by being loud and proud about how I support BLM. And I'm like, the point is not the followers you lost. That's really not the point, bro. The point is amplifying the voices of those who are being oppressed. Nobody gives a shit you're losing followers. It's not, you don't need to brag about it. You're doing the right thing. You don't need to virtue signal that you're doing the right thing. Just do it. Do it. For example, myself, I tried to not speak over people during those times. I just retweeted what everyone was saying because truly my opinion wasn't important nor informed. Tima Loves Lemons did a video on YouTube, and TikTok have biased algorithms. That should be a good watch. I'll add that to my watch list. Oh man, yeah, this year has just been ultra clappy. I'm exhausted. There's gatekeeping even in the fanfiction community. I cannot. Listen, the fact that we gatekeep over the platform that we read our fanfictions on is just proof that humanity will never achieve world peace. I think Wattpad, fanfiction.net, and AO3 cater to different styles of fanfiction readers. I think Wattpad is more for the younger reader that hasn't yet just read everything that they could get their hands on, hasn't seen every trope that they could ever see. So they're more lenient with the writing style and the things that you can read on there. I don't doubt that there are jams on Wattpad, but I don't want to dig for them. I really do not. Exactly. I lost 12,000 followers and said I gained 2,000. Precisely, like they profited off the movement instead of amplifying it in a way that it was actually, useful. Oh, 100%. Like if you're patting yourself on the back for being a good person, you're just being performative. Jeffrey Slur. Jeffrey Slur. Yeah, man, no. LGBTQ plus people are people. So you will have wonderful people, you will have shitty people, you will have racist people, you will have gatekeepers. People are people. Where is Thorn when you need them? I think we need to summon them. We need to summon them. Jackie Aina did a video on how to get those videos suggested to you. Perfect. I'll try and find that. Also, let me just, bro, I have a bone to pick with Beauty Guru Chatter on Reddit. Every time there is a Jackie Aina thread posted, the idiots there devolve into racism, calling her loud, calling her mean, calling her thin skin, calling her like Jackie Aina cannot eat a cracker without, like, a little cracker, not a white person, a little cracker, without the bitches on Beauty Guru Chatter being like, oh, look at Turk, fucking bitch eating crackers. She cannot breathe without Beauty Guru Chatter being like, well, Jackie Aina is kind of offensive. Look at her breathing. The poor woman cannot do anything right. I'm tired. Hi, Isabel. Oh god, I need to catch up on comments. Give me a second. You're talking about glam and gore. I sure was. I don't know about Sally, but that's who I was referring to. Yeah, no, I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him and his bullshit. And it's like everyone loves to talk about him instead of letting him rot in irrelevancy like we should. I'm guilty of it as well. Like I've made videos on him, but like I try not to make videos on his every single stupid move. 100%. It's not a trend. It's really not a trend. Twitter is so overwhelming, but once you get into it, it's so good. The secret, like with any social media, is to follow the right people. Night, Tarima. Good night. I hope you have a wonderful rest. Yeah, no, I feel that returning to Wattpad and fanfiction, I feel that a lot of people on Wattpad are like teenagers, and so they write stories by teenagers for teenagers, and they're good for what they should be, but I'm no longer a teenager. I've consumed so much media that I require another level of stuff from my writing. It's just that doesn't make them bad, it just makes them not for me. 100%. Jackie Aina's crime is being a successful Black woman that is unapologetically herself and apologetic about her success. They are not happy with her existing and being happy. They're not happy with her existing and having success. They keep calling her loud. They keep calling her ungrateful. Meanwhile, other white beauty gurus could go away with murder. Poor Jackie Aina makes one video, and then there's half of Beauty Guru Chatter being on her ass about one small detail. I'm just tired of their bullshit. Meanwhile, they make 50 fucking Jeffree Star threads, and then they continuously why isn't he relevant yet? Because you keep making 50 threads of them, and half of them are filled with apology. I almost didn't watch Swoop's video because you hate clickbaity titles. You do, but 90% of audiences on YouTube don't. Clickbait titles do really well. I've seen that on my own content. Like, I try not to go on clickbaity, but if I keep it vague, or if I am being dramatic, or if I add emoticons, I get larger views. Clickbait wins the game. I think we can't just ignore and hope he leaves. Yeah, 100%. I think the biggest problem with him is that he has hardcore fans that will literally let him get away with murder. And he gets attention from the fans, and then he gets attentions from the haters as well. You know what the problem was with Swoop's video? Some people's reaction to it. Some people were so easy to dismiss her concerns and dismiss the way that she went about it, dismiss her pain, dismiss the microaggressions. Some people were like, oh, conspiracy theory, I think this is a social experiment. Why are you invalidating someone's experience and pain like that? What? I'm just tired, man. I'm just tired of people thinking that everything on social media has to be a spectacle and that it cannot be genuine. Her experience is genuine. And the more she talks about it, the more people that have a similar experience will realize that it's not uncommon and that what they're going through is valid. I didn't need to watch the video because I believe black women and can't watch black pain. 100%, 100%. I agree with you. I agree with you in the fact that it's like secondhand trauma. Because you guys often go through these things, and it just adds to it. There is always an argument used when people of color talk about white privilege or microaggression. 100%. 100%. There's always something. Yeah, I know, right? Like, it really was 100% what she promised she would deliver. It's just a pity that so many people are so easy to dismiss it. So easy to dismiss it, and it's annoying. It's annoying. Like that whole maybe it's a social experiment thing. Like the girl apologized after that, and she was like, yeah, I didn't realize how it would come off. But why is the reaction to someone's pain just because it involves your favorite? Why is the reaction to be like, oh, well, maybe it's just all a big experiment? What the fuck, man? This is gossip, but I really dislike Jen Love's reviews, especially for that. But also for the way that she treats people and how messy she is with anyone that tries to educate her or tell her she is wrong. I have her muted on Twitter. I have her muted because when I see her comment on something, I have the urge to argue with her. And I don't want to be that person that harasses another person just because they dislike everything that comes out of their mouth. I'll let Mo answer this, but the too long didn't read version of it that I heard is that there was a live about Black content creators, Black Lives Matter, racism in the beauty community, and instead of amplifying voices, Jen kind of let it devolve, made it all about her, and didn't contain the trash in the comment section. Followers call me names. I'm hidden on her channel and blocked on Twitter. If you ever need someone to shove a foot down their asses and to have them catch these hands, tag me whenever. I will go to bat for you. Fuck those people. There are several videos on Yoga with Mo's channels explaining it. Let me see if I can link one real quick. Give me just a minute, guys. Reviews. Copy link address. This is the one that I found, so I suggest everyone watch that and give Mo the view and the AdSense revenue for it. Mo's videos are one of the best resources for finding out about Jan's various sins. There were no mods in the chat. People were being racist towards me. When I called it out, I was put in timeout. When people bought it to her channel, she said I was arguing and distracting. Look, oh my god. Did she literally use the loud, aggressive black woman trope on you? Bro. Bro. No. No. She felt ick. She does, doesn't it? I try hard not to judge people that I do not know. But based on her content, based on that live, based on the way that she reacts to people on Twitter, I do not like her. And yeah, no, nah. How do you have ads if you're not monetized? YouTube puts ads in front of all of their videos because they're a greedy corporation. The difference is that when you are monetized, you can get the percentage of money from those ads and you can control ad placement, but you can't control ad topic. Only Moa's time. Bro, no. I mean, yeah, if people are not blind, they can tell that you're black. Your profile picture is quite clear. Oh man, yeah, no, Jesus. You know, Ari is mod right now, but I hope that I will be able to always keep the lives that I do contained, so I am the only one actually dealing with stuff because I want to be responsible for just my own shit and not the stupid shit that other people do. It's racism. Yeah, I think it's because of racism. Honestly, I think the last nail in the coffin was how she reacted to it, because instead of being apologetic, she was combative about it. And yeah, she didn't address it. She turned off the chat. Like, you can't put your head in the sand if you invite people into your home and people do shit. If I have people come into my virtual living room like you guys are, and I see someone being a racist shit and I don't stop them, that's on me. Another creator she did this to is Lovette Jallow, who is amazing and y'all should follow. It's hubris. It's hubris if she didn't really heed your warning that it should have been more heavily moderated. Oh, thank you, Amy. Thank you. If I do end up that, I hope I will pick the right people to mod, and if I don't, I 100% want people to call me out on it. Oh man, yeah, that AOC video, she was so out of left field. That apology was a mess. It was a non-apology. She continuously she gives me big, like, low key Republican vibes. You know what I mean? Yes, she doesn't listen to people's critiques. She doesn't listen when people call her out, and that's because she has a lot of fans that will kiss her ass and will not accept the criticism on her behalf. I'm surprised that Audra continues to promote Jen Loves Reviews so hard. What Audra does is entirely her business. I'm sure she has her reasons. I'm not going to comment on that. What Audra does is Audra's business. I don't know. I just don't like her, and I don't know why, which is prime. I'm racist, but I don't want to hide it vibes. It might be racism. It might be internalized misogyny. It might be so many things, but they were things that should have not been voiced. And it's like, okay, never mind what she said, but you critique her based on her makeup and you fuck up the whole makeup, which is basically the most basic red lip, which is stunning, but it's a basic red lip. You have a beauty channel and you fuck up such a simple look. AOC is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez, which is a very prominent congresswoman in the USA. I don't know if she's exactly a congresswoman. She is a political figure, one of the big figureheads of leftist-ish thought in the US government, and she really does great work. Can someone give me the cliff notes on the AOC vid? So AOC had a video with Vogue, I think, where she showed them how she did her makeup and talked about various slew of issues. And Jen nitpicked at everything, did the makeup really poorly, and tried to come at AOC for something supposedly transphobic, which wasn't true because the way AOC phrased it was the correct way to phrase it as to be inclusive. People called her out on that, as well as on the way that she spoke about AOC in her video. And Jen would not have it. She kept arguing with people on Twitter. A lot of other people, including like Georgia, Smoky Glow, called her out on it, and they got flack because apparently, if you're friends with someone online, you're not allowed to say anything to them, which is not true, man. True friends call you out when you're being out of whack. She just kept banging on non-apology after non-apology and just being, I just no, it really left a bad AOC excludes trans people by saying women who menstruate. No one asked you, Karen. By the way, I am a menstrual health advocate, so I got pissed. People who menstruate is the proper term. My memory is a bit foggy. Did AOC say people who menstruate, or didn't she say that? And then Jen said, I'm a bit foggy on it. I remember that she did say people who menstruate, but I may be wrong. As you said, sieve, brain. That makeup is typical Latina makeup. Yes, 100%. It's like typical, elegant, low key makeup that a lot of women do. It's just like a beautiful lip, like a subtle base, subtle eye, eyeliner. It's just such a beautiful makeup look, and it's not one that is particularly hard. Trans people tried to explain that, and she shut them down. Yikes! AOC used the correct inclusive term. To be honest, J.K. Rowling, every time I say she can't do worse, she keeps doing worse. And I'm like, for the love of God, get off Twitter. Stop ruining it for everyone. Shut the fuck up. You have such a huge platform. Oh my God, no. She blocked Thorn? You know, I feel somehow I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. She shut them down and blocked trans people trying to educate them. Fuck TERFs. 100%. 100%. Fuck them. AOC said people who menstruate, and Jen said that excludes trans people. Wow, she really did not think that thought before she let it out, because that kind of implies that trans people aren't people. Oh God. Oh no. Yeah, terrible. Truly terrible. Truly terrible. Sally, check out Yoga with Mo's videos. Basically, what happened was that the comment section on that live devolved into a racist mess, and the mods, instead of moderating, they started blocking everyone that called out that racist stuff. Mostly the people of color did it so yeah. Hi, Melissa. You just came in for some hot spilling tea and me being a gossipy, messy YouTuber. The whole South Bronx does makeup like that. Oh, 100%. 100%. I feel it's a very common makeup look for people that are regular makeup wearers that want to look put together but don't spend half of their paycheck at Sephora. J.K. Rowling is another level with regards to outward violence towards trans women. 100%, and she is worse for it for having such a huge platform. She does so much harm with the things she says and does, and I'm truly afraid for what she will continue to be doing. You know, that is what I ask myself as well. How can you call yourself a feminist and be a TERF? Because TERFs essentially say that womanhood is limited to our biological makeup and our genitalia. That is not what womanhood is. We have been reduced to what we are as women for our genitalia for centuries. And because for our reproductive, things for centuries, and then you say you're a feminist, but continue the same patriarchal narrative that says that a woman is only a woman if X. I do not understand. I do not understand the logic. I highly dislike them. She thought it, she said it, and she left it in the video. Yeah, no. That's the saddest thing, man. No filter. Because you can have a moment of foot and mouth, right? Or you say something that comes out wrong, you don't mean it. But it's clear that she meant it because she left it in editing. That wasn't a foot and mouth moment. She meant it. I have beef with Tina being a racist microaggression. Educate me on that, please, because I had no idea that I have beef with X has racial connotations. I had no idea. Because Google isn't coming out with anything regarding I have beef with, and I'm feeling very stupid at the current moment. Oh no, 100%. I 100% think she believes she's right. Yeah. She won't learn. I'll probably will never admit she's in the wrong. She doesn't seem to be able to do a proper apology. That's not a non-apology. A la, I'm sorry I made you feel that way. Or I'm sorry you feel that way, which is really not apology. Yeah, editing. Look, man, editing is king. Jen, Melissa. Oh, I had no idea. I truly had no idea. English is weird. But I'll make a mental note of that. It's suspicious, but I'm not sure if she truly meant it in a racial way. But it is sus. It's sus. I think it's one of those loaded things that people don't realize are actually loaded. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I don't care. I literally don't care what a person has in their body, in their pants, or how they outwardly present themselves. If they say that they identify as a woman, for me, they are a woman. It's as simple as it's their life. It doesn't affect me. It really does not affect me in any way, shape, or form. And that whole gender bathroom argument, which is stupid and ridiculous. Listen, if someone is a sexual predator, they're going to be a sexual predator regardless of what they say they identify as. They're not a sexual predator because they say they are X. They happen to be a sexual predator that says they identify as X. People are people. People are people and people are shit, as I said earlier. It's suspicious because she kept saying it and only about Tina. Oh, okay, yeah, good point. Good point. Is Marlena married to a black man? I have no idea. I literally do not care about most people's personal lives in that way, so I have no idea who she's married to. Black women were forced out of suffragettes so that white women would be able to get the vote. White men didn't want black women voting. Watch Cat Black. I love Cat Black. I love her. She is she's really poignant. She's really on point and she's also very funny. Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I think it's because the truth is so uncomfortable for most people and they make it about themselves. It's just most people cannot separate their own personhood from um, what they say, how they say it, their preferences, their habits, their so when you say that, you know, you're not doing this right or what you're doing is harming people, they see it as an attack on their character and on the very fiber of their being, as opposed to an attack to something that relates to them that can be easily changed. Gonna go play Gloomhaven with the hubby. Yes, leave your channel link, please. And if anyone else has channels, leave them down in the comments. Uh, let me just link you. 1 second. There's her channel. And if anyone else wants me to drop a link, let the love flow through us. Oh yeah, man, the whole cheetah bear thing, just so petty. So petty. I love that. I'll link yours as well. Emily, just give me a second. Because I need to go to YouTube and not StreamYard. Oh, come on. That is so annoying. I'm sorry, I'm just lost in so many stupid tabs. So why doesn't YouTube let me? I'll just make you a moderator because it's not letting me click through your channel. Just link your channel down below. Oh, and while I'm at it, I'll make other people moderators. Might as well. Everyone gets a wrench. The way white people use AAVE is very telling. 100%, but I feel it's a very nuanced discussion to be had because some people do not realize that it's AAVE. The internet is very Americanized, very American centric. For a lot of English second language speakers, it's hard to pick up what is AAVE and what is regular slang. For me, it was a struggle until I actually started talking to people that talk about AAVE in that regard, to realize what is AAVE and what is regular slang. Americans, again, it kind of depends on who you're interacting with because a lot of AAVE got trickled down to the LGBTQ community, which trickled down to kids and Gen Zers, and then they think it's slang and not AAVE. AAVE is African American Vernacular English. So think like snatched, child, period. I probably said wrong, whatever. Oh, thank you for reminding me to give you a wrench as well, Sally. Wrenches for everyone. Yes, 100%. When people insist on continuing to use AAVE when it's pointed out to them, 100%. I still laugh when I remember that white girl that was using a lot of AAVE to the point of being ridiculous, and she said that, well, people in my area speak like that. Like I always say chili instead of child, and I'm like, how can you not know that's not how it's pronounced? When you say that everyone says it around you. Yes is also AAV. No cap as well, which I still don't understand what it's used for. I think it's meant to say I'm not joking or for real. They made me feel like an old man trying to appeal to cool kids or similar. Oh my god. Yeah, you're right. It's that's been happening for decades. 100%. You can make the argument in certain linguistic circles that language is fluid and intercultural borrowing is a thing that happens. But you could also make the argument that when you use language of a disenfranchised people and an oppressed people, and you use it freely while they suffer the consequences if they use that language, then that's not, a good thing to do. It's a very loaded argument, truly. When people insist that AV is just stand Twitter lingo, oh god, the cringe when people say it's just stan language. It's not just stan language. As you said, it divorces it from the original context and meaning. 100%. 100%. Language does not come out of a vacuum, and idioms do not come out of a vacuum. Yeah. Is it being used to sound cool or what? That's cringy. I think it's people not realizing that it's AAVE. A lot of people use it because it's what they see other people online using, and they think it's just slang, but then they keep using it when they get corrected on it. Oh my, there's no way that person is not a troll. I have to believe that that person is a troll. I have to believe it for my own sanity, Fefi. We hear it, we see it, eventually it filters to us whiteys. 100%, like it happened to me, man. I speak from first hand experience because the way that I keep up with English is by interacting with English speakers online, right? The way I learn new idioms is by interacting with English speakers online. The way I learn new words is by assimilating works in English, including media. If everywhere in the media people use it, then you learn it and internalize it and start using it as well. Like I used to say, snatched my wig unironically without understanding what it was about, or period unironically without understanding where it came from. Although period also has a direct translation in Romanian. You can say something, 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 period in Romanian as well. So that's kind of but yeah, you see it. You think it's regular idioms. It's just something cool that the American kids came up with, and you parrot it out as well because you want to speak like a native. And if you're not in the type of circles that call out what you're saying is AVE, you will continue using it and not knowing. The bigger sin is when people call you out and then you continue using it because you don't give a shit. That's when it's actually problematic, in my opinion. Oh my God. Oh my God, poor Lizzo. She did not ask to be involved in South American politics like that. I think it's both a drag queen and a black thing, but I will stand corrected if that's wrong. I think it's because a lot of black women also use wigs to protect their natural hairstyles, or just because they don't want to necessarily style the natural hair all of the time, because I hear it's quite the process. Drag queens got that from black culture. There we go. A lot of gay culture comes from black culture. Yeah, 100%, 100%. That's what I've heard as well. I wouldn't know because we don't have a lot of black people in Romania. We have LGBTQ people, but they're like in stealth mode because this country is still disgustingly homophobic. Isn't a lot of drag culture from the black and Latino ball culture? That's what I've heard as well. Gringos want to wear them as a costume, but not help them. 100%, 100%. Black people in the US, from what I've noticed, have been in the forefront of style and trends for a lot of time. And it just kind of gets passed around. But then if they wear those same trends, they get judged for it, which is really awful. I watch some black hair channels because I find the different styles and techniques fascinating. Oh, that's amazing. I really don't watch them because it's really not useful information for me. But it's good that you do. God, now I have this hair that just, oh fucking hell. Never, you know what? Never mind. Paris is Burning, which is available on YouTube. Good to know. I think we're gonna call it a night pretty soon, cause it's 11:30 p.m. I love watching natural hair videos. I admire the patience and the artistry. Man, that's true. Like they love their hair. They are so loving and patient with their hair. I could not find the patience, man. I swear to God, I would probably just be annoyed by having to deal so much with it. And it's just they really care for their hair so much, and you gotta admire the way that they twist it and they style it and they curl it. It's really pretty. It's really pretty. Yeah, same. I have a bit of a wavy texture going on. I could probably do the curly girl method and try to get the waves be more pronounced, but I cannot. I cannot be bothered. White guy from Indonesia, Asian in my country, the condition is the same with you but reverse. Indonesian natives copy white people and do white face. Oh, I think we should be a bit lenient with the use of white face, especially since I don't think it's used in the same term as blackface. I think it's a shorthand to say that they try to look white. I'm not saying it's a correct term, but not necessarily, but just that we should not be arguing about it at the moment. I think that is such a complex topic to talk about because it's rooted in both colonialism and local beauty standards. I've seen people that argue that it's all due to colonialism. I've seen other people argue that it's also due to the fact that if you were of noble caste, you would not be out in the fields and you would not be getting a tan. So it's such a complex issue. Colorism in Asian countries and colorism in general is such a complex issue with such multiple reasons for why it occurs. It doesn't matter that you don't know the correct English. We're good. We're good, okay? I don't think there's a specific term in English for people actually trying to look whiter or trying to reach European beauty standards or Caucasian beauty standards. I think someone really should make a term for it. The same used to apply to whites until Coco Chanel changed it. I think it's very ironic how so many Westerners now try to look more and more tanned because it means that they have leisure time, while the countries that they colonized or set foot in try to look more white. I mean, it shouldn't just be reduced to that, of course. As I said, from what I understand, from what I have been reading, it has got so many different reasons for why it occurs, and I'm frankly not educated enough on the topic to be able to speak on it at length. It might be encapsulated within colorism, 100%. Yeah, I think it is. A question that I would have is, related to that unfair beauty standards in India link that I put earlier. I'm not sure if you missed it. The person there mentioned that they don't carry the colors for deeper skin tones, and I don't even mean truly deep skin tones. They just don't carry anything that's darker than a medium. So at a certain point, it's like, is it the chicken or the egg? Do they wear two layers? Do they wear lighter foundation because they can't find their shade? Do they wear lighter foundation because they want to look lighter? Or is it like a combination of the two? Bye, Amy. Take care. Really spans basically every culture. Oh, 100%. 100%. Except, the cultures that are all white. Yeah, I think the stores are to blame for it as well. Like how are people going to be able to choose to wear the right shade for them if you don't give them any choice? How are you going to help them build the confidence that their color is okay as is if the only people that they see in stores, like models and the such, are people that look whiter than them? It's so pervasive and so toxic. Because it's like you go into the store and you don't see your shade, and your first thought is that you're an outlier, right? It's really sad. I honestly wish that everyone would be able to be comfortable in their own skin. And also society would just get off everyone's backs regarding their skin tone. The problem is the natives intentionally use the palest shade because there is an image of white is clean, white is elegant. That is truly heartbreaking. Yeah, that is truly heartbreaking. I honestly don't have anything useful to say. It just breaks my heart. Like, imagine being a little girl that's a little bit darker than the palest shade and being told that your skin is dirty or that you're not pale enough. It's a fucking heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Being so pale is not that great. I should know. Yeah, I should know because I've not been in the. Look at this. See how I look like an anatomical fucking model, but I don't think it's about the reality of paleness. It's more about the image associated with paleness. Colonialism. Chelsea Moon's latest video essay. I have not heard of her. Chelsea Moon. I can only find the band by that name. Ruthie, I'm just gonna make you a moderator just so you can link her because I can't find. At this rate, everyone is in the chat is gonna be a moderator. You're lucky I trust y'all. You miss Chinese, Dutch, Indonesia. Wow, that is such a beautiful markup that you have. Such an interesting mix of cultures. Pale friend can find his foundation at all. Um, oh, shit. Oh, I spilled stuff. My boyfriend is gonna kill me. He doesn't like stuff spilled next to electronics. The fuck am I gonna wipe this with? Okay, never mind. Yeah, what I would suggest for your pale friend is if you have this in your country, try to find a white mixer or something that is very light coverage, and again mix it with a white mixer. Chelsea's video. Yes, thank you, Emily. Amazing. Thank you very much for linking that. And her channel. It's like a fancy gaming laptop, so if I spill something on it, I will hang myself. It's got like RGB lights and everything. It's like the brighter the lights, the fancier the DPS. I don't know, man. And yes, 100% idealizing something that is difficult to attain. It's really not the same, but for years I would idealize tanned skin because it was not something that I could ever attain, and it's the ideal here. Not too dark, because then people will be racist. And not too light like I am either. It's not the same, truly. It's not the same because it's not rooted in colonialism or something. It doesn't have the same background. Um, my grandpa is Chinese from that side. My grandma is Dutch from my mom's side. Oh, that's such a great mix. You're so lucky to be exposed to so many different cultures. Strong SPF mixed with foundation. That stuff is white. That could also be a solution, but I find that the ones that are the most white somehow are also the most greasy. So something to be wary of. Yeah, yeah, makeup forever is expensive. If I go look in the drugstores here, I can't find something my undertone. I can find pale but yellow toned, and that was like a couple of years ago. Now they're doing better. But when I went to get foundation, the best match I found it was in Makeup Forever, and it's still my favorite foundation, but it is so expensive. And the problem with this is that it's prohibitive for people. Shades should be accessible to everyone, right? Especially with the difference that is in different countries' currencies. The amount that I spend on Makeup Forever foundation is much bigger according to my income than what an American would. And I think that is the same for you guys, right? I don't know what your currency is, but with with the differences in currencies, that gets so stupidly expensive. They don't ship to Indonesia. I don't know why. It might be, God, I don't know. It might be demand. I don't know. A lot of brands don't ship to Eastern Europe either, and we're like closer geographically. It either might be demand or they feel that the potential profit is not enough to warrant the international shipping fees that that they may pay, as well as rent in local store spaces, plus import fees, plus dealing with the local government. It's really complicated. Manic Panic has a white foundation. LA Girl too. They don't ship here. Italy's pretty ignored too. You know what the problem is? When they do end up shipping, the markup gets insane. It's such a mockery. Like, why am I going to buy Elf? They bring Elf in Romania, right? But they're not that much cheaper than a Sephora brand because the markup is crazy. It's expensive. I mean, okay, Elf is pretty good, but like Maybelline, L'Oreal, why am I gonna buy them when they're really not that much cheaper? $1 is like 700 Chilean pesos. During the protest, it went up to over 900. 100%. And it's because one is the currency conversion. The dollar is stronger because Americans get paid American salaries, right? We don't get paid American salaries. We have to pay it with our own salary, which may be much lower because it's reported to our local currency. And then they import it, right? They have to pay the international shipping fees. They have to pay the people that get them from point A to point B. They have to pay store space. They have to put on an add-in on it so they can find some profit. So it's expensive. It's expensive. It is prohibitively expensive. Colourpop to Italy is expensive as hell with the custom fees. Look, with Colourpop, I'm so thankful our postal system could not give a shit. They so rarely ask for custom fees. I don't know why. It's probably because they don't give a shit unless you order something that's like hundreds of dollars worth so they can fleece you for it. NYX has a white mixer. Gonna make Elena a moderator as well. Italian solidarity. We do have Sephora on here. No, Ulta, Walmart, Target, TJ Maxx, Sephora is like Chanel price. Yeah, I know this some stuff there is so expensive. I can relate. I am so mad as well that we don't have like Ulta, Walmart, Target, TJ Maxx. Especially because people keep posting the great things that they find at Target and TJ Maxx, and I'm like, sucks to not be in America, I guess. Nix is expensive too. Yes, yeah, it's because they mark up things. It's not expensive very much here as well, but it's not as cheap as they make it in the US. I think they closed a lot of stores because it's drugstore makeup, right? It's drugstore makeup, but in other countries they ask for premium prices, and like someone looks at their foreigner salary, right? And they go into a Sephora, they see a lipstick, right? That's like, I don't know, 90 of a certain currency. And the packaging is pretty and the quality is pretty and you know the name is associated with something fancy, right? And then you go to NYX and you see that it's like 70 of a current currency. And the packaging is flimsy and it's not as fancy. So of course you're like, I'd rather save up the extra 20 and get the fancy pretty thing than the American drugstore thing, you know? Oh my god, I'm sorry, that's hilarious. I mean, usually when they ask me why I bought so much of a certain thing, I just tell them, man, if I am paying international shipping fees, I am buying their whole store. I'm making it worth. Drugstore makeup in Indonesia from the famous local brand, a foundation is only $1. Yes, because it's priced to your currency, you know, to what the people use. So um you're going to have local brands flourish, and then Sephora be used for people that have, you know, a lot of money to spend and waste. What are some popular brands from Indonesia? Now I'm curious. In the US, Elf is a lot less expensive than L'Oreal. Yeah, I've heard that Elf keeps their low price point and L'Oreal just tries to hijack them more and more, which is cheeky of them. Here it's kind of not at the same level, but not that much cheaper. And they don't bring the fancy new stuff either. It's just the basics of the basics. I had a friend visit from the US, and she was like, "Wow, your Elf stand is so clean." Nobody is, because she said, because in the US, because it's so cheap, it usually looks like a war zone because a lot of people buy it. And I'm like, yeah, here it's just, you know, another American makeup brand. I hardly even look at American brands anymore because they're not worth the price. I get it. I 100% get it. Like, I look at American brands because of YouTube. Otherwise, I would have probably just kept with the drugstore stuff. But YouTube ruined me. Beauty YouTube ruined me, truly. Elf is affordable here too, but they only carry brushes. We get J Cat Beauty, LA Girl, and LA Colors. These brands are so obsessed with LA. It's like the Italian brands that are obsessed with Milan. You've got like Kiko Milano, Pupa Milano, Deborah Milano. Like every brand in Italy is obsessed with fucking Milan. Same here, and only through Elf is in the stores, but Milani is only through certain retailers, and they don't bring the newest stuff either. But at least like it's got like L'Oreal prices here, but at least it looks better quality than L'Oreal and more modern too. My voice is starting to crack a bit. I'm not used to speaking so long. I think we're gonna wrap it up in like 15 minutes unless we get on another soapboxy topic. I think I'm just gonna rename this live as in Mia's soapbox hangout. JCat only sold on Amazon. There's so many brands that somehow they are on Amazon, but they don't ship to Romania, and that makes it very easy for me to not buy anything from Amazon because they're evil. Jeff Bezos is an evil overlord. But I also recognize that for many people, Amazon is the only and easiest source to get a lot of necessities. So I'm like, I don't blame the sinner, I blame the sin. Oh, Emily, you're way too sweet. You are way, way too sweet. Sorry. The famous local brand, which now the only inclusive one is Makeover. I love a lot of their products. The quality is good. They are the first local brand who made 12 shades of foundation. Yes, we love a progressive brand. I hope they even expand their shade range even further. But they're doing great. Like at least they're being more progressive. You know what's so sad for me is that I don't think there are many makeup brands that are purely Romanian sold in our stores. A couple of indies and resellers have popped up from time to time, but we don't have any popular ones that are actually 100% Romanian except Ada. Ada makes lip and eye pencils, and they've been as here as long as I have been alive, I think. And they're really good quality and they're like really, really cheap. But other than that, I cannot remember one Romanian brand that's not like skincare focused that does makeup. I see a lot of like indies now that make pigments and eyeshadows, and I try to buy from them because I want to support local and support a local economy, but none in stores. How the hell does it withhold books? Damn, that's shady. Makeover has 8 shades foundation. They launched a new series of foundation and they made it 12 shades. That's great. That's great. I get Asgard Queen from Etsy. Oh, I remember when Asgard Queen just started out and they had like a very new Instagram profile, like 70 followers or something. And I didn't get it at the time because the international shipping kind of sucks. But that's not their fault. That's my fault. But they have been on my list for quite a while. Do you like the quality? Local indie brands starting to show up. They jump to cruelty-free bandwagon without telling us how they can achieve that status. From what I know, I may be wrong, but from what I know, animal testing is actually very expensive to do. Big brands can do animal testing because they can afford it, uh, but indie brands cannot. So they are automatically cruelty free because they cannot pay the fees to get their shit animal tested. So they're like technically cruelty free, but not intentionally necessarily cruelty free. That makes sense. Oh, PETA. I hate PETA. PETA is like the peak example of good concept, bad execution. Yeah, don't even get me started. I don't have the brain cells to rant about PETA as well right now. They're so evil. They're so evil. Yeah, 100%. I don't focus that much on cruelty-free as well, but anything that has real fur, mink clashes, that kind of stuff, things just icks me beyond the words. Just no, no. PETA is racist and fatphobic, among others. They really try to complete all of the bullshit bingo they can get, truly. Truly, they try to hit all of the marks for how evil they can be, while still saying that they. Oh my God, yeah, no, don't even get me started about the xenophobia and racism that most people in the cruelty-free community engage so easily in while typing it from their iPhones. They will vilify. Bye, Mo. Take care. Thank you so much for dropping into the chat. It's been great meeting you this way. Thank you. Bye. But yes, no, they are very quick to jump on xenophobic rhetoric that way without thinking that, just because you're not buying makeup made in China does not mean that you are not interacting with Chinese economy in any other way. And you are also vilifying Chinese people for the sake of vilifying their government, which is ick. I wish I didn't know about beauty drama. Oh God, yeah. I sometimes I'm looking at my vanity and I'm like, I wish I could be the type of person that just doesn't care. It would make life so much easier. But I care. So at this rate, I'm just gonna have to make a spreadsheet of what every little shit a brand has done, especially because I'm a public figure. So I have to be careful and really think through the things that I call out versus the things I overlook, the things that I draw attention to versus the things that I consider the brand made a misstep as opposed to being intentionally malicious. The US tests at the same rate as China. Oh, 100%. 100%. It's easy to be xenophobic because you are treating with an outsider, an outside party. They are not like you. So it's easy to vilify them instead of taking a look at your own house, I don't think there is any other animal hair aside from those and the hair of sheep, which love being shorn because it's actually good for them, that actually gets collected without any harm. People nowadays hate Chinese because the animal testing problem starting to racism towards Chinese. 100%. It's just, I feel that some people use that excuse of testing in China as I said, as an excuse to manifest their racist and xenophobic feelings. Your English is fine. Your English is perfectly fine. Easy to vilify, but also in the US, no one talks about practices, so people assume nothing similar happens here. 100%. 100%. They test on animals, they just test ingredients rather than the full products. Loophole. Corporations are really great at loopholes, aren't they? Wool too is collected without harm when done properly and ethically. And yes, exactly. Junsui's English is a-okay. Okay, let's hang out for 5 more minutes and then I'm calling it a night. I have work at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and my voice, I don't know if the mic picks it up, but it's starting to give out a little. I'm worried about buying from China more because workers are exploited. 100%, but it's also you can also do your research regarding that. From what I've seen, Chinese companies are very transparent about where they produce and how they produce. So with a little bit of Googling and Google Translate, you can tell which company is being suspicious about it and which company is 100% transparent. I found some real child-free God, um, cruelty-free Chinese brands. The quality is good. 100%. I've been really getting into Chinese brands as well. Zessie opened a sea of possibilities for me. And then there's another brand. Let me see. Uh, Hesu, something like that. It's called. Let's see if I can remember it. Oh, I can't find it. I have them in my follow list. I'll share them in a live at a certain point. But yeah, they have beautiful, luxurious aesthetics. They're really pretty. They make really pretty makeup. And thank you for being here, Fefi. I appreciate you. And yes, that happens. That happens. That happens twice a year here. Uh, once a year, twice a year, twice a year. Yeah. Take care, Sally. Bye. Bye. Take care. I hope your chicken comes out delicious. Oh, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I'm happy you guys managed to join. I'm happy you guys make the time for this. I really appreciate it. I know everyone's busy in real life, so I appreciate every single one of you that joins my lives and every single one of you that watches the playback if you do watch the playback and you've not caught the live. Thank you so much. Well, that's what I'm here for, right? To welcome everyone and appreciate everyone that joins. You guys are all keeping the wrench. Oh, don't worry about it, Jean Sweet. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you don't want to, that's also fine. Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night. Bye. Bye.